and ultimately answering to, what it's supposed to accomplish and, what it does accomplish. Because, I mean, it's not unusual, but there's so many different points of communication that are connecting to it.
Okay, very good. Can we go back to the scale up, and then we'll try to go through these questions one by one?
Sure. So let me address what you had asked, and the gentleman from Ghana as well. ADF doesn't want to be in the grant-making business for off-grid energy. We do because we want to be testing business models. We have a small amount of resources. We are testing pilots. And we believe that there are all sorts of technologies out there in solar, in wind, in hydro, in biogas that can be right-sized for Africans. Because there are plenty of engineers and other entrepreneurs all across the globe, in particular in Africa, who are ingenious. What we care about is how can these be profitable? Not sustainable, but profitable. So we are trying to, again, help catalyze these small businesses who have an idea or are already doing something on a smaller scale to say, do you have, again, one of my favorite terms, your business, your basic business blocks in place? Have you done your market research? So you're providing to 1,000 customers now. If you provide to 5,000, do the numbers work? So we really are pushing in terms of how we have designed our request for proposals, how we are looking at applications, not simply, is this nifty, does this sound really cool, is this a really good photo op, but rather looking behind the screen at the accounting, at the managers, at the testing. Is this going to be making money so it actually can grow? So that is our small piece of it. And I would like to, turn over to Agnes to talk further about the wider Beyond the Grid initiative that this government-wide, presidentially led initiative is pursuing. And in fact, because of the very reasons that many of you have asked, there are millions of people who are beyond the grid that no matter how much, this year and next year, private actors invest in Tanzania and other places, their needs are not going to be met today or tomorrow.
I think these are all amazing questions, and to tell you the truth, I don't even know where to start. But a couple of comments.
Start with the easy ones.
All of them actually were quite good, and I've answered for that. Let me just say that when you look at the Power Africa countries, you really see countries with very different needs because they're in very different stages. So something that is appropriate in Liberia, which has the same amount of energy as it's used by Cowboy Stadium, to a place like Tanzania that's actually made huge progress towards providing energy, or to a place like Nigeria, which just completely privatized its entire energy sector. There are huge differences. So I think solutions that apply to one are better in one country than another, which is why Power Africa is a whole of government initiative. So it's not just about MCC supporting large projects. It's also about the African Development Foundation supporting smaller off-grid projects. Having said that, I think there were a lot of questions about how are we supporting these smaller businesses already. So as an example, I want to use a company called Diventus, which maybe my Ethiopian colleague is familiar with. It's actually a company that was started by an Ethiopian American out of Michigan. He started this company in Michigan, and then he moved to Ethiopia. This company makes energy meters. Basically, it's been developed, he's developed this company, and they're now manufacturing the meters in Ethiopia. It started out very small, and what it did is it had a very difficult time going from the grant stage to more of a sustainable financing stage. So the first thing that we did as Power Africa is USAID has a guarantee program where we guarantee loans that banks make to such businesses. So we gave him what we call a portable guarantee so that he can go to local banks and say, if you lend me this money, USAID will guarantee 50%. That allowed him to get some local financing. The second thing that happened is Power Africa connected him with the Overseas Private Investment Corporation and USTDA, which run a program out of South Africa, which gives funds for feasibility studies and business development for smaller businesses in energy, in clean, actually, renewable energy. And because efficiency falls into that, he applied and received then a grant for further development of the business from this facility. That grant then led to the Overseas Private Investment Corporation, which is the investment arm of the U.S. government, looking at potentially giving him more finance at larger scale, which is now being considered. So this kind of shows how potentially Power Africa, because of the involvement of all these agencies, and actually this, I think this also answers the question the gentleman posed about who is really responsible. We actually have weekly meetings where all the agencies report on progress in Power Africa, and this progress is really reported to the White House. President Obama himself has several times, from what I hear, asked personally about how Power Africa is progressing. And we're taking it really seriously that not only President Obama, but also the countries are holding us accountable for not only the commitments that we've made, but for all the other assistance that we're really offering that is more of a capacity building kind. So I do think that not only are all the agencies committed, and actually it's one of the first efforts where all the agencies are aligned, and I'm sure Cameron could